Today's Notes from the Soul comes from the first chapter in my book, Finding My Hero Within, called Finding a Light in the Storm. As the leaves were beginning to fall from the trees in 2009, a healthy, able-bodied version of me was working a full-time job, driving close to 2,000 miles a month as a social worker, spending little time with my family, and suffering from crippling fear and anxiety that I hid very well, even from those who knew me really, really well. Always in search of a good reason to be alive, I was essentially wishing my days away while experiencing self-loathing on a deep level, with no glimpse of my life's purpose in sight. Was I making a positive difference in anyone's life? Don't we all ask ourselves this question at one time or another? All of this was happening while I awaited my youngest son's birth, which was just over 3 months away. What I didn't know at the time was that in just a couple of short weeks, my unborn son and I would both come extremely too close to not surviving his due date. The part about this passage that really jumps out at me now, after living through this 12 years later, is the part that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, is always in search of a good reason to be alive. I was wishing my days away, trying to find with no glimpse of my purpose in sight. I'm sure you have felt that. I felt it deeply at the time. I didn't know what the answer was. I didn't know why I couldn't figure this thing out called life. And now looking back, I see that what I was doing was I was pouring myself into everyone else. I said in that passage that I spent very little time with my family. I was always doing something. I was always working. I was always helping someone else. And I was never taking time for myself. I questioned whether I was making a positive difference in anyone's life because I wasn't making a positive difference in my life. And I know now that that's where it begins, that I have to start with me. We have to begin with ourselves, that it starts inside of us. We're taught that that's selfish, and it's so far from the truth. We can't give what we don't have. If we want to make a positive difference in other people's lives, if we want to make a positive difference in the world, we have to turn it in first, inward first. We have to make a positive difference in our lives first before we will ever be able to make a positive difference in the world or in anyone else's lives. If this resonates with you, please let it sit with you, sit with it, and receive the message that is meant for you. And I hope that you'll continue to tune in for the rest of this journey. I'll see you next time.